to yourself, it's not you talking. It's God. If you hear that some in your ear talking, or you talking to yourself, keep on talking. Don't stop. Keep on. Keep on yapping and yapping and yapping because of this. That thing that you was with, it held you down.
Mm-hmm.
You got rid of them now. It's just like this. While you was with them, Lord, please get me out of this. That send me the person that I need to be. Okay. You know, I said all that. That's sealed up, you know, throw it up in the air. Jesus is that's in it. But what you have to get is you have to get out of that situation that you're in. And you have to take a bath. And I ain't saying go in the shower, take a bath. No. I'm saying all that negative stuff that you was in, your last relationship, fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Work on yourself before you get with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And figure out how you attracted this one in the first place.
or do this. You and God have a talk. You ask him to heal you. You heal yourself a little bit. Matter of fact, just heal your feet off so you can walk straight. Because once you do that, and you are following in his footsteps, you can bump into a person, man or woman, however you go, that is gonna clean the rest of you off. Gonna have you. You're gonna be like a what's those kind of cars? Those antique cars, where it's worth a whole lot of money. She millions, priceless.
Aww.
Me, thousand, priceless. But hey, money can't buy me. I am.
Billions.
I'm a different breed.
Billions.
It can't buy me. I'm a different breed. But what me and the man upstairs is doing is having a meeting. Met her, prayed about her. 15 years old, 16 years old, teenager years. 42 and got her. Actually, I think I was
41 and got her.
Yeah, I was 41 and I got her. God do answer prayers.
And now it's 33.
And I love it.
And like I told him, I want to say a couple weeks ago, I think I had just came. I was on my way out the storm. And I was like, you know what? And you know what? And before that even happened, I'm going to say that too. Before that even happened, really some months before that, we was going back and forth for something. He was in the living room and I was in here. And we was having one of them moments where he done made up his mind. He want to go in there and do something. I'm in here. I done made up my mind. I want to do something. And yet something sparked. And he was halfway in there. I'm in here. And then we both meeting in the kitchen and all that. It was one of them moments. And I was like, you know what? I understand what people's problems is. And I understand what their problem is because it's my daggone problem. I take this junk seriously. And you was like, what? Like, I don't understand. And he was explaining, honestly, something like what he said in one of these clips that we done made right here. He was like, you know, before you jump in and you give your heart to a person and all this, that, and the third, you know, you need to just put your foot in first.
Test
and
the
here's
water.
the way, exactly, to test the water. And what kept pissing me off about him saying it, and you hear me saying it pissed me off.
That's good.
The reason why it pissed me off, though, was because I'm like, baby, the type of stuff we sitting here talk about right now, you putting your foot in the water is not going to give you this type of information. This is a situation where your whole daggone body almost up to your neck. Now, I'm going to say that there may be signs. It may be. That's a maybe. That is not a that's concrete and permanent. Not unless you are completely in alignment. Not unless you this close to God. Not unless you that close to being your true identity. And you don't have all of them demons and low vibrations and all that stuff, that trauma holding you back. If you don't have that connection, and I could be that person to say this to you, because my connection has gotten back to where it used to be, and I can feel it pulling up to places it's never been before in the now, that things right now are starting to make more sense to me. That months ago when we had that conversation, a couple weeks ago when we had that conversation, I wasn't even as in tuned as I am right now. And meaning, what I mean by it, because I got to go back and pick up the other two pieces, meaning when you are like that, ain't no way you gonna step your foot into the water if you ain't like that, what I just described. And instantly, everything you need to know before you get ready to start dealing with this person for real, you know. It's stuff about him or her that they not gonna tell you, they not gonna show you, they not gonna share with you. Your feet in the water is not gonna tell you stuff about their parents and their bloodlines you need to know. Your foot in the water is not gonna tell you about their temper, especially if y'all ain't even in the honeymoon stage, because you just putting your foot in the water means y'all might have coffee dates. Putting your foot in the water means y'all might have a breakfast, lunch, or dinner on the weekends, and you don't spend the rest of the week together until you see each other the next weekend, or maybe even every few months if y'all live apart.
Well, I'm gonna say this right here.
That's your feet in the water, and you ain't gonna know all that.
Get a rope, tie tight to a tree. You tie tight to yourself, and jump in that water.
You really have no choice. But my point, going back to the other two pieces, based off him even saying that right then, is what I said to him in the kitchen, was I'm pissed off by that, because you gotta jump in the water with that rope attached to a tree in order for you to even find out this information, so that 25 years later, you don't find out that this man got hidden children you don't know nothing about. You ain't never known nothing about. These children might have been before you ever met him, and you don't know nothing about it.
I'm going to say this.
You can go 25 years and not know this person got bad credit. You can go 25 years and not know that this person, and just start listing off all the low vibrational things that this person could have going on with them. And it ain't until you got that 25 years under your belt that you know. And now you don't waste it 25 years.
I'm talking about like this. Alright. Me, I was messing with this girl. Matter of fact, it was a weekend. Me and my mom was at the grocery store. As she say, be in tune with God, it will show you something, because I saw a vision that as soon as I got to the house, it questioned me. And what she told me years later, I already knew. That's her saying it, made that seal the deal.
Confirmation.
Because God showed me that in the grocery store. But though, I'm going to say this. Let me rephrase that. That water that you are getting in, turn that into a mirror or God's water. Because this right here, if you're close to God, and that's what I want y'all to do too, get close to him. Because of this, like she said, the more you get close to him, he gonna show you something.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here, be careful what you get. If you're not ready for it, don't speak it. Or God's gonna send it to you. If you're not ready for it, all you is to show you at like, that was right. He did show me that. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for showing me that. Because if he ain't showed you, you will still be in that hole. He brought you out. But yeah, that too, be careful for what you ask and what you see. Because if you ain't ready for it,
And that's true. But also accept the fact that no. And honestly, I ain't being funny. But I don't care how in tune you actually are with God or in your relationship with Him. It's certain things that even God Himself is just gonna allow. Because that's training ground.
Pretty much.
Like in reality, when I look back on my own past, truly, trust me, I would, and this is the third thing I was gonna say. I was saying in that second conversation between me and him that my life would have been a lot more easier and less heavy laden on me if God would have, when I started even deciding I wanted a husband, which was around 13 years old. I know y'all like, but yeah, if you see me now, I look the same way for the most part. Then I was a little bit more baby face, but my body type and all at 13, I was like this. The boobs, the booty, the stomach, the height, all of that at 13. I was already cooking, cleaning the house, paying the bills, taking my mom's income, of course, but paying the bills and being responsible at that time. That's what I was at 13. So when I made up my mind that I was ready for a husband, even if I wasn't ready, obviously at 13 for a husband, especially when you do the math on our age and what that would have meant, how old he was at the time and how old I was. Yeah, that wouldn't have been the thing.
Nah, I wouldn't with it.
But at the same time, if God would have gave me a clear vision and said, that dude right there is going to be your husband. You going to meet that dude right there when you turn 33 years old. And that's going to be the one. Do you know how many train wrecks, how many car accidents, how many atomic bombs, how many weaving out there in the outer space that I wouldn't have ever even experienced in my young life if God had gave me a clear enough vision like that? It wouldn't have been this person. That's my point. I would have avoided all those people. I wouldn't have got whatever training and gifts and stuff I was supposed to get for most of them. But even the ones that was never even necessary, but God don't allow you to go through nothing for no reason. He gonna find some type of way to take even those experiences and use them for your good because that's God. But even those, I just would have went right on past them. I like, seriously, it wouldn't even been a thing. But that's what was making me so angry. And I know that that's what makes a lot of you angry. Like, man, I wouldn't have gave this person 25 years. Oh, I wouldn't have had sex with that person that way. I made no babies with this person. I would have made babies with this person. Baby, let me tell you something. You had to go through don't feel no type of way about making a baby. Because I'm going to promise you this. The baby that you got right now that you made with that person, even though things didn't work out, you wouldn't have got that baby with somebody else. Because it took what he had and it took what you had to create this specific child that you got. Now, you would have gotten a child, but you wouldn't have got that child.
God has a plan for everybody. And everybody has a time for that blessing and that thing to come. This right here, if you single, do this. Do two things. Get a pen and a paper. Write down what kind of man you want. Man like you, this and that. And do this. Start acting like it. If you don't know how to love yourself.
Pretty much. Excuse me.
If you can't get a little dog or cat, get an animal. Get something to love it.
And that's going to love you back. With no strings and no conditions.
Because that's when everything around you else is going to start falling in line.
Pretty much. And all the train wrecks and atomic bombs you go through between the first person and the one you meant to be with, create a list for each one of those people. What I mean is all the things you love about those people, put that stuff on the this is my must-have list. Yep. All the things you don't like about this person, put up there, these are all the things I don't want. And the reason why is for two reasons, really three. The first most important, whatever it is you love and you like about these people, you need to start activating them things and becoming them things yourself.
Yeah.
The things you don't like about that person, you need to look at yourself and see how is that. And trust me, you wouldn't have attracted it. It wouldn't have came into your experience if that list you don't like is not something that's already in you for one reason or a purpose, and it's affecting you because you're doing those things to you in some type of way. That's how you're able to see it in them in the first place, because it's already in you. And it's also showing you, I don't like this. So when I go to the next person and I see anything on that do not apply list, I'm gonna go ahead and cut you right then, because I know you don't apply.
It's guys that okay. It's basically like a history book or something.
Pretty much.
Once you take the negative stuff out of that person, the positive stuff of your person, you slide it into that one. And you take the negative stuff out of you and you slide it into that one. Now, the positive supposed to outweigh the negative.
Pretty much.
The negative stuff, write it down and set it on fire.
Pretty much. That's releasing. That's what you're talking about. In the spiritual community, we're talking about releasing. I call it spiritual burning, but it's releasing because you're healing from those things that's in you. But first, you also sometimes can't just do that. You also need to go to the root of where they came from in the first place.
Okay, well, we're going to take it like this then. Bet. If you know how to plant and grow flowers or whatever, if your soil is not clean, is contaminated, your flower's going to be bad. It's not going to grow. But once you get in there and turn that bad soil down into that rich soil, because your yard, you have good soil. But if you want to take that grass, okay, it's just like tilting. And most people don't know what that is breaking it up the yard. It's basically taking that grass and turning it to dirt.